Hey, my blessed baby. I hope you guys are doing well on this lovely Wednesday, and a lovely Wednesday it is. Y'all know I gotta play with my hair for a second because I just feel like I look a mess. Just a mess. Just a damn mess. Anyways, I don't really know what I'm gonna read right now. I have a break in between all of my real estate duties. I have been a busy businesswoman lately. I am getting ready to prepare a very big, grand 3-day event for my brokerage. I am having to also not just plan the event for my brokerage, but still prospect for new clients, which is what I've been busy doing lately. I've been hustling up new business and new clients. And I have 2 active buyers right now that I am trying to make sure that I stay on top of. I need to make sure that I still stay on top of this channel, produce content for you guys. I have to make sure that I keep up with my consultations, services, readings, and things that have, nothing to do with YouTube. The clients that I have to take care of. I have to take care of my spirits, take care of myself. I have a growing social calendar that is steadily increasing in activity for the summer. Like, April is already booked up. I have weddings. I'm going to see Cat Williams on April the 19th in Jacksonville. So if any of my busted babies are in Duval, I'm in Jacksonville often. I have family there. But if any of you guys are in Duval, let me know. We can link up when I'm there. It's 4/19, the day before 4/20. I will be acting accordingly. Anyways, I'm only rambling because I don't know who I'm going to do this reading on. I know that, you know what, I'm going to do Young Miami's cousin. I don't know his name, but just for content's sake, I'm going to do Young Miami's cousin because he's the one who came out recently suing Diddy for inappropriate sexual acts that took place by Diddy. Apparently, no, I'm not reading Young Miami's cousin. I'm reading the young man who came out suing Diddy and alleging that Young Miami's cousin participated in some of his abuse. There was also some talks about Usher thrown in. I might read Usher after this. So let me sip my coffee. I don't know too many of the details, you guys. Like I said, I've been very busy with work. And to be honest, doing celebrity readings is a little bit cumbersome these days because I don't like the energy in the celebrity world right now. It's annoying. It's getting on my nerves. It's like I'm over it. I'm over them. All of them. Every last celebrity. I'm over them. I am over them. I'm over the energy of celebrity. I've just had enough. And I have been in unplug mode because I've been plugged up on the business that pays me and growing my own empire. So you guys, I'm trying to make sure that my lap is covered so that y'all don't see anything good in this see-through gown. So I don't know the gentleman's name who accused. I can look it up though because I got my computer right here. So give me a second while I look up, at least get the name of the young man that's suing Diddy. Suing, not Disney, not Dunkin' Donuts. I just typed in man suing Diddy in Google. This was a former male employee. I don't know if they give us his name. Rodney Lil Rod Jones. His name is Rodney Lil Rod Jones. He's a former producer and videographer who filed a civil complaint against P. Diddy. I'm going to call up Rodney Jones, Lil Rod, and see what he has to say. All right. Rodney Jones. Rodney Lil Rod Jones, as you are known in the industry by Lil Rod. Rodney Lil Rod Jones. Rodney Lil Rod Jones. Rodney Lil Rod Jones. Rodney Lil Rod Jones. I don't know if he plays instruments. I see someone with dark shades on, a dark top, playing some type of instruments, what looks like to be in a dark studio, doing the producer head nod, because you know when producers in their zone, all of them do that do that head nod right there. That's what I see in my mind. Rodney Lil Rod Jones. Rodney Lil Rod Jones. Rodney Lil Rod Jones. Most High Mother and Father God, please allow me to conjure up and see and speak to the soul, the spirit of Rodney Lil Rod Jones, the producer and videographer that worked for and is currently suing P. Diddy. Please allow me to speak to his soul in spirit and in truth, see it in its entirety, see it in its raw form, hear what it has to say about the allegations that it's making. Rodney Lil Rod Jones. Another hider. Sometimes when I call people spirits, they come right up in whatever state that they're in. Sometimes they hide because they know they can't run from me. Well, they can run from me, but they don't have a choice when I call them up. Sometimes they like to hide when they don't like to be read. Rodney Lil Rod Jones, talk to me about your experience with P. Diddy, with Stevie J, with Meek Mills allegedly, with Usher, with Carisha's cousin. Rodney Lil Rod Jones, talk to me in your spirit and in your truth about your allegations towards P. Diddy. Did they really happen the way you said them? Were you a willing participant at some point? Were you a victim at some point? Talk to me about this civil suit that you have against P. Diddy, and talk to me about the allegations that you made towards P. Diddy. What happened to you while working with Bad Boy, while working for P. Diddy? Were you actually sexually assaulted? Rodney Lil Rod Jones. He's being sued for sexual assault, harassment, and unpaid work. Rodney Lil Rod Jones, talk to me about these accusations that you're making against P. Diddy. Are they true? Did these things happen to you? Are there any embellishments? Talk to me. Rodney Lil Rod Jones, 8 of Swords, current position. I don't know if he's feeling the pressure from P. Diddy's legal team in their response to him in the courts. But I get the impression that he is now, I imagine he would, if he could, he would backpedal and pussy pop, but he's already become public, or his accusations, his suit has become public. But something about, I think, Diddy and his legal team's response, I think that them putting pressure back on this man has him in a state of, I just effed up, possibly, or what's my next move? Because they've kicked the ball back in his court, made their own statements in defense of P. Diddy against this man. I hear that they are throwing legal stuff. They're defending themselves against his accusations, and I get the impression that currently he is feeling the pressure from Diddy's legal team. Queen of Wands is challenging him. I'm going to go out on a limb like Tina Marie, and I'm going to say that he was a participant in some of the shenanigans, because the Queen of Wands is challenging him. Obviously, the Queen is a woman. She is usually a ethnic woman, a woman with some ethnicity about her. I don't get Caucasian woman from this card. I would usually get the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, not the Queen of Wands. She seems to be reserved for ethnic women. You know, I think that this man was in the position of receiving like a woman, which is why he is not the queen, the King of Wands. He's the Queen of Wands, because I think that he was absolutely a willing participant at some point. And I think that is why the Queen of Wands in reverse is challenging him, feeling like, uh-oh. So I'm going to have to say, before I even put all the other cards out, rather he wasn't a victim. At some point, I believe he was a participant and a recipient, meeting a bussy boy, a bottom boy, a bati boy at some point during the shenanigans. He was on the receiving end of those who were on the giving end, if you catch my drift. And I think that they may be some kind of evidence, whether it shows him participating willingly or not. It will look to be as if he was in on it and wasn't a contesting party in the shenanigans during the time that they were taking place, allegedly. Recent past, I'm going to have to say that Rodney, Lil Rod Jones, just based on this card, you were hired to work for Diddy under the impression that you were going to get paid. Now, I don't see this in reverse, meaning I don't see that you were completely cut out of physical rewards, tangible rewards for these collaborations you were a part in. You benefited in some way, because this is a pentacle dealing with money. So whether you got everything that you were supposed to be paid or just some of what you were supposed to be paid, you were a participant, a team member, one who received or reaped rewards for their collaborations in some way, shape, or form. In the near future, I don't know if you are going to move or travel while you are in the midst of this lawsuit. I see you looking for places to go. Me thinks that because you coming out against Diddy and implicating other people, you may have a reason to be concerned. I'm going to clarify this, but this is usually my traveling card, my moving card. And this is already after you've made the plans. The Two of Wands is making the plans to take an action. The Three of Wands is when you've taken the action, or when the plans are solidified and you are already in the pursuit of your plan. I get this in real estate often. If I get the Two of Wands, that means, and I'm asking if a person is going to get a clear to close from the mortgage lender, which means that they have gone through the underwriting process and the underwriter has cleared them to close. They are going to give them the loan. Everything's checked out. You are cleared to proceed to the closing table. That usually comes up as the Two of Wands right before a person starts moving, actively moving locations. I don't think crowning him that he was pleased with not benefiting more from the downfall of Diddy. With all Diddy's secrets being exposed from behind this curtain of the Nine of Cups, he wanted in too. I'm inclined to believe that the accusations or Diddy's team's rebuttals are accurate, that this is just someone who is embellishing stories in order to get their hands on a money grab. He's one of the ones who was inspired by Cassie. Not saying that he didn't experience unpleasant things, but at some point, he was a willing participant and would have remained silent like a lot of the others if it weren't for him thinking that he could get something out of this while Diddy is vulnerable. Because after his time with Bad Boy, he did walk away with not much. But that doesn't necessarily mean like you were unpaid. You may not have gotten everything that you wanted from your collaborations, but you weren't one of the ones that was completely left out to dry. But you are, in a position now where you're struggling to make ends meet, and you see an opportunity to expose some things that you were allegedly a part of, because now is the time that Diddy is legally and financially vulnerable. Advice, current actions, the Sun in reverse. I think that you are trying to expose people without trying to expose them directly, like not directly naming Meek Mill and Usher, but going out of your way to implicate them in your legal documents, like saying a Philly rapper who dated Nicki Minaj, a R&B singer that just did the Super Bowl, and I forgot what else you said, that has herpes allegedly and just did the Super Bowl. Oh, just did the Super Bowl and had a successful Las Vegas residency. Usher, obviously. So you are also trying to implicate other people without directly naming them. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb again and say that you are absolutely correct in your implications of these men. I think that they were involved. But your end goal is what I'm curious about. External to you is the High Priestess. You know some things. You have more things that you could expose in your vaults because you were a very intimate part of the shenanigans. You were intimately involved. This is behind the veil of secrecy and occult. Meaning what went on in the industry and what goes on in the industry, especially in Bad Boys, you're very aware of. You have a lot of insider knowledge that you could expose. And I think that you are hoping that the people that you implicated want to make sure that you don't expose them, so they all pay you off. Hopes and fears. Obviously, your hope is that you are successful in getting a settlement, in winning your civil suit. That is your hope. Your final outcome is the Lovers. Somebody may agree to pay you off, or you will get exposed as a very willing participant. Let me look into this Eight of Swords in your current position. The Magician. Four of Cups reverse. Page of Cups. Ooh, trying to get this little net out of my way, and I just flicked my cards everywhere. So you guys bear with me. Trying to get this net. Nets are annoying. They are annoying little. They just come around at the most inopportune time. Whenever you have something that you're trying to enjoy or do, they come around and just get in the way. That's what I think that this man is to Diddy and the people that he's trying to implicate. A net. I wouldn't be surprised if someone would like to just knock his block off, because he's such an opportunist. I think that he did this hoping that someone would reach out to him with an offer of some sort. I think that he has lots of experiences with this Magician card. I think he has lots of experiences. He may or may not have lots of receipts, but he has a lot of things that he can attest to. A lot of financial dealings, a lot of the spiritual dealings, a lot of the violent dealings, a lot of the sexual dealings surrounding Diddy and Bad Boy. And I think his long game is he's hoping that in order to avoid any more fallout, any more tea getting spilled about anybody involved, that they rush in to pay him to keep him silent. I think he's hoping that the people who he has information on are so afraid that he could destroy them. Like I said, that they pay him to not spill. Challenging though. Again, all of these are cards of cups. These are very feminine cards behind a very feminine Queen of Wands in your challenging position. This could be a very real woman, a la Young Miami, because I think that she was an integral part of the shenanigans that you took place in with Diddy. I think during the Young Miami era is when Lil Rod was experiencing these things with Diddy. Not in the Cassie era, maybe, except he is directly implicating the Young Miami era. Because like I said in my reading on Carisha estate sale, Diddy found his match in Carisha. Whether she's naturally that way or not, and I believe before academics, I am the first to compare Carisha with Ghislaine Maxwell. I don't know if that's inherently in her or if she stepped up in order to gain clout in the Diddy harem. But I see her trying to, or being just as deviant as Diddy. I think that even in the scheme of the shenanigans, Young Miami had some say-so. She was a decision maker. Diddy gave her the carte blanche to be a shot caller in the freak-offs. It was like her role in his life was to be in charge of the freak-offs. She decided who was involved. She put them together. She got the it's like her job was to please Diddy sexually. And arrange the shenanigans for him. While he rebuilt his image after Kim's death as love, Young Miami was the one who was responsible for picking up the side of him that he had to place on pause for his image haul. He literally found Young Miami, who was a representative of that version of his personality that he couldn't necessarily, the deviant side of him, he had to be low-key as he re-cleaned up his image. He got a woman to do it. They're undetectable almost. I don't know if this guy, Lil Rod and Young Miami, had a falling out after Diddy dismissed his harem. I don't know. Because, see, this is something here about homosexual activities directly involving Carisha. I see the parties. I see industry people being involved. Industry parties. I see people being paid to be sexual employees, sexual party favors at these parties. I see when Diddy started going through his legal situation, the buck stopped, the pentacles stopped being passed around, and that's when everybody who was involved start looking like, okay, well, Diddy ain't shilling out no money no more. My position in his harem is now obsolete. They want the money. Everybody who got dismissed once Diddy start having legal problems, and he had to dismiss his harem. It's like they all start beefing with each other and falling out. Maybe the ones that were still allowed access to Diddy were beefing with the ones who were dismissed. I see some envy here going on, jealousy about who was able to be kept around with Diddy while he's going through his legal situations and who was being dismissed. And those who are being dismissed are disgruntled because they're broke. They're no longer in the in crowd getting the perks and things like that. So now they all want their cut of the shenanigans. Three of Pentacles. This man, if it not had been for Diddy's unfortunate downfall legally, this man would have continued to never speak, because before Diddy was vulnerable legally, they were too afraid of losing their lives for speaking. So he was a willing participant, and he remained involved until the money was no longer. That's Rodney, Lil Rod Jones. I don't see a lot of cards in here of victimization. The Sun in reverse. He wants the money. By indirectly implicating these other celebrities in legal documents, making them legally a part of P. Diddy's shenanigans, he knows what he's doing. He's hoping that they pay him a large amount of money to drop his suit. And he dog whistled Usher, Meek Mill, and anybody else that knows that he knows that they were implicated in Diddy. That was the dog whistle that I will implicate all of you. Indirectly, but directly enough for the people to find out. And then I'll continue to have these legal documents leaked so that the blogs can put a name to it. Not me. You're not going to sue me for defamation, because I know how y'all pull strings legally. So I'm going to implicate you without saying your names, and I'll let the people be the one to socially smear you in the social media streets. Pay me, or I will continue to expose. The sun and the moon in reverse, hidden exposure. High Priestess, external energy. It's like he squirreled away receipts during his time working with Diddy. What was the near future card? Oh, the Three of Wands. That's what I want to look at. Ace of Cups reverse. Ace of Wands reverse. The Fool. This man is leaving. He's leaving somewhere. Once he realized that the lawsuit that he put out there was dismissed by Diddy's team and they seen that they were ready to fight it, this will not be a money grab opportunity for you. No free money here. No. He will leave. Once he saw that Diddy's team is ready to fight, I think he's going to run because he's afraid. Here's the other card of being prepared, making plans to move. This man is getting ready to run. Tower moment. He is getting ready to run. Three of Cups. Because he implicated other people, not just Diddy. They all will have an interest in shutting him up. Now, I don't know if this is a wife or a mother who had an arrangement with Diddy. I don't know if that's Usher. I believe that Rodney Lil Rod Jones is not a heterosexual male. Every card that comes out is a woman. I have so many feminine cards in here. I don't know if he is going to run off with some friends that he feels like he can pay to protect him. I don't know if he has law enforcement friends that he can run off to, but he's looking for protection. He is looking for protection. He's looking to get paid. I see that he doesn't have a lot of money currently. I think that now that he sees that he's not going to get an easy settlement and he's implicated so many people, he's a little bit afraid. Let me see this Lover's outcome. I think that he may get paid because I see these swords, 4 of Swords and 2 of Swords in reverse. That makes me think that he will suddenly get really quiet, and the fans on social media, I don't know if we're gonna come to the conclusion that this man was a willing participant in a lot of stuff. The Lovers, he may get his settlement from somebody. He may get some money from somebody. It could be from Usher, because Usher has a whole rollout going on. He has a whole moment. And he just got married right after Keke Palmer's mom's "Usher is gay" statement on that secretly recorded phone call. Now, while I do believe that Usher is bisexual, I do believe that Usher, because of his experience as a young Usher in the industry, it's what they made him. Because of what was done to him, it's what he became. The Lovers. I think that somebody may get afraid of him further exposing them. Who though? I think this is someone who just got married. Can't afford. I think Usher may shoot him some money. Possibly. I also believe that Usher stopped having dealings with Diddy or wants nothing to do with Diddy because of what he had to endure on his rise to fame. Somebody's going to want his suit to not further expose someone or something. All right. I'm going to wrap this up. 9 of Cups in reverse. I don't know if he reached out to Diddy before filing documents, trying to get something from him, and was ignored while Diddy was up, while he was on. And so now he's speaking out. Again, he wants money. He wants to be paid. And he wants someone who doesn't want him to continue talking and exposing them. Especially a man who has been passed around the industry as if they were a woman. I hear Usher. I hear Justin Bieber. Rodney could be willing to take it there. He could be willing to take it there. You know what? The Lovers makes me think that if this is going to go one or two ways. The Lovers could be somebody paying Rodney and censoring him under a non-disclosure agreement so that he can no longer speak about them. Or Rodney could decide with the Lovers to expose more intimate information about men in the industry, sexually involved with other men in the industry, and these are not publicly gay men. So everybody says, what does it matter? Well, these are not publicly gay men. These are men who promote themselves as heterosexual men and market themselves to heterosexual women. I do not have an issue with LGBTQ. I have an issue with down low. I have an issue with men courting women, starting families with women, but lying about their true intimate behaviors. Because if you didn't think that there was anything wrong with it, you wouldn't feel the need to lie. If you didn't feel like the woman wouldn't be willing to deal with the bisexual man, if you were honest, then you wouldn't need to lie. It's manipulative. It's like stealing. Because if you hid it, for one, you're ashamed of what you're doing. So if you're ashamed of what you're doing, you shouldn't do it. That's not a that's not a law. That is a moral law. If there's something that you do that makes you feel ashamed, don't do it. You're committing a sin against yourself. But think about the women who are fully believing that they're with a man who is only sexually attracted to them. They're having, no woman wants to wake up and find themselves in that situation unless they're okay with it. And most of the time, if they are and you still lie, they'll still break up with you, because why did you feel the need to lie? So I don't have a problem with gay men, but this man could possibly be exposing more heterosexual men that are actually living down low gay lifestyles behind the scenes. Celebrity men that we look at as heterosexual. So those are the two options. And I think either Usher could be the one to step in and say, hey, shh, sign this, take this, be quiet. Because Diddy isn't. Diddy doesn't feel like he has anything to lose to Lil Rod. Usher, though. Usher does. So somebody's either going to pay him with the lover and bind him under a non-disclosure agreement, or he's going to spill the sexual tea, allegedly. All right, you guys. Love you. Bye.